it's Amanda, and I'm coming to you with the first day of 30 Inks, 30 Days. It is April 1st. This is not a joke. And yeah, we're starting 30 Inks, 30 Days. We haven't done this in a while. November was the last time. So this is the first one since November, but also for the year. And the challenge is to use a pen and ink, a different ink every day for the whole month. And some people will use a dip pen, and choose an ink that way and just like document it, and maybe they'll use it, maybe they won't, or they'll try to. But I like to do a new pen and a new ink because I like filming these videos, and the way I film the videos is sometimes I have to batch fill ahead of time. So instead of sticking to the just one ink, because I do use the pen regardless of when I record the video, I do use the pen on the day, and that is my pen of the day. I may supplement it with a few things here and there depending on what I need, but I do use the pen on the day. And here's a sneak peek at the pen and a hint at the ink they're using today. Well, it's not really a hint because it's in the title, but still a hint at the ink we're using today. So I like to document it in here, and then I also swatch it in here. And then because I'm inksplat, and I can't believe I forgot to grab a syringe, I'm inksplat, we are also going to make splat pages because it's my favorite thing ever. Now, for splats this year, I've decided that I'm going to use this 2026 Hone. I originally was going to use this for possibly like financial things or like a food log or whatever, and I just never cracked it open. So we're going to use it for splats. Now, the one caveat is we're going to ignore the dates because I don't want the ink to bleed onto each other. So I'm just going to use one side of the page. And I thought about using a day free, but there aren't enough pages in a day free for 4 months of 30 Inks, 30 Days. It's like short by a couple pages. Excuse me. Well, it would be perfect actually if I used front and back, but because I only use front of the page, we end up running out of space. So we're just gonna start in January. I know it's April, but we're gonna start in January, and that's gonna be our 30 Inks, 30 Days. And this will be our splat page. So I'll write what the ink is, and we'll do a splat. And the little writing sample will just be here. And then what I usually do is whatever, I'm currently, Anne of Green Gables is no longer being transcribed. I'm transcribing The Great Gatsby. So I will do a page in my notebook for the book that I'm transcribing, and I'll use it in all my journaling. And I oftentimes will transcribe lyrics, so I'll use it in like for a song that day if I do that, or if I pull my tarot cards for the day, I'll use it, blah, blah, blah. So it's just my pen and ink of the day. And the ink that we're going to be using, I just got in, and it is the Tono and Limbs Winter Sunrise. This is available through Endless Pens. It's a collaboration with Karina Loves to Plan through the Endless Pens Hatch program. She released one version of this pen a while ago, recently re-released a new version of the pen. This is the Zero Grande 2.0, I think. I don't remember the naming convention. But yeah, I think the first one was just a Memento Zero. This is a Memento Zero Grande 2.0. And then recently just also released the ink. So yeah, so we're going to pair the ink with the pen. It has a shimmer, and it's a Karina pink from what I know. And we'll also swatch it. I have a swatch card here. And so the theme of this month, I don't always do themes. A lot of time it's random, and it is still going to be random, but I have this huge bag of ink. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. I have this huge bag of ink to swatch. So we're going to go ahead and throughout the month, heck, maybe the year. No, I don't want this to go that long. But throughout the month, we're going to randomly pick. We have samples, we have bottles. We're just going to do it all. And yeah, so that's what we'll be going through this month because it will help me get it cataloged, and so I can put it, well, I say cataloged, my organization is like non-existent, but it'll get it swatched, so when I finally do organize my stuff, will be good. And so I'll get my swatch card that I'll never refer to ever again because I'll lose it. You know the drill. Oh, stop looking at my mess. Yeah, so that's that. So that's what we're gonna do. That was a long-winded intro. We're like 5 minutes in. I guess that's not too long of an intro, but still. Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna use this. Don't use this for swatches, but I'm going to use it for my swatch background. I actually love this notebook. It's a Nemosity 182. It's an A5 grid, and it has the, it's a top fold, so it has the spiral along the top. And I guess it kind of doesn't matter unless you use the title section. You could use this notebook however you want to. But yeah, so I've just been using it because it's been sitting here. I've just been using it as like my swatch background because I go all the way across my swatch cards. A lot of people seem to like not do that, but I do that, and I need a background so I don't have to worry about being precise. So let's get started. Almost 10 minutes into a video. I won't be as long-winded in the intro in the next videos, or the next beautiful rose gold shimmer. Yeah, the intro won't be as long. We'll just get right into it. So there is a QR code. I'm just going to set this down here. QR code. We'll zoom in if you need to scan it. I think this might be a link to the site where you can buy it. But you can also just go to Endless Pens. Or I bet if you look up Karina Winter Sunrise. I'm going to put that in here. Winter Sunrise. Like that'll pop up too. I don't know if it's sold out or if it's going to be something they offer all the time. But I want to see. I have a magnet here. Will the shimmer? Not really. Anyway, so there. So we're going to swatch this. I'm going to fill the pen first, actually, so I can just use the pen. And another thing I'm going to do off camera, because I'm kind of starting to film these early, is I'm going to do a page in my chronological book. Once April begins, to keep track of the 30 inks. But I'm filming this a little early, and I don't know how many pages I need yet to get to April, so I don't want to like, I don't want to take up space I don't need or whatever. So I'm just going to wait till April actually begins to start that page. It'll give me another thing to do with the ink on the day. And I need my little... to wash this. For those of you who have an ink towel or an ink rag, do you wash yours? I periodically do wash it because I want to see what sticks and what will come out. It's kind of due for a washing though. I've had a lot of pretty saturated inks in here. Clean up some messes. So I have this pen. This is a Memento Zero Grande 2.0, the Winter Sunrise. It's the pen that goes along. Oops, we're so super zoomed in. It's the pen that matches the ink. The pen came first, the ink came later. But yes, and I have this with an elastic extra fine, which I wasn't sure I was gonna like, so I also ordered just an extra fine nib to go along with it, because I wanted this, because it's a Karina pen, I wanted this to be as Karina as possible, even though she and I prefer different nib sizes and things. Like, I'm a medium to broad girl, and she's clearly a fine to extra fine girl, which is perfectly awesome. I love that about how our preferences are all different, but we're all like, we have so much in common because we love pens and things. So I'm just going to write on the card because I have the pen inked. We got this from Endless Pens. And this is Tono. I'm just going to abbreviate it. Loves to plan because I don't want to take 14 lines for the card. Winter Sunrise. So pretty. And for those of you who are new to my swatching, I will swatch on the card with the paintbrush. So this is just a random paintbrush. It's that I got from Michael's, Royal and Lang something. What is it? Royal and Lang. Well, it's covered with the sticker that I never took off. But it's a 1.5 inch one of these. I think it's with the acrylic paints. Oh yeah, it says it's an acrylic brush. So yeah, 1/2 inch stroke. And blah, blah, blah. But I dip it in water because the bristles are thirsty if they're dry. So I don't want the bristles sucking up all of the ink. Oh, that was a bad idea. I don't want the bristles sucking up all of the ink and not letting any of it go. So I typically will wet the brush so it's not so thirsty. And then I dry it off because obviously you don't want to drip a ton of water into your ink either. So dry it off, but the brush isn't as thirsty and you will still get a nice coverage. That's how I do it. You can do it however you want to. And if you don't even like the brush method, that's fine too. I prefer the brush for the cards. I've tried Q-tips, but the Q-tip sucks up all the ink and doesn't let it all go. So the swatches are too light to be better represented. And I feel like this gives me a better idea of like the color of the ink. It doesn't really show how it'll look in a pen necessarily very accurately, but for just flipping through cards, it's pretty and I like it. So that's why I do this. A lot of people have been just using books, and I actually have some Tomo River paper that I bought like 2 years ago at this point, 2.5 years ago, to do like a ring. I have a lot of Filofaxes that I'm not using because I'm not using ring planners anymore. And obviously I don't want to throw them away, and I could sell them, but like I know the type of person I am that I eventually go back around. Everything is cyclical, you know? So I could end up going back around to rings. That's just a fact of life. So I keep them because I don't want to have to repurchase them, because I am somebody who will repurchase things, and that does not save me any money, especially now that things are more expensive. Also, I need to get my syringe, so let me go get that 1 second. Okay, we're back. I think I'm going to do the splat first, just so we can give it some time to dry while I'm doing the other stuff. So yeah, I'm going to, because I don't want hand oils to like get in the way. We're going to use that as a board. So this is, we'll do the ink first. It's Tono and Limbs. All right, Karina, Winter. And the pen is the Leonardo. This is going to be such a pretty combo. Just looking at the paper from the swatch. Ooh. Okay. We'll zoom back in so you can see. Oh, that's like too far. Shake up our bottle of ink. So if you want to do splats, I feel like I go through this tutorial or explanation several times. If you want to do a nice splat, I'm pulling mostly because I'm trying to like shake the ink up, but all you do is show a little. So what you do, all you do is you pull up some ink. It doesn't matter how much. Pull up some ink and then just expel it back into your container, whether it's a bottle or the vial sample. The only amount of ink you need is right here. Just whatever's in this little reservoir. So if you see that it's like super bubbly and you don't really have a lot of ink in it, that might still be enough. But all you need is the ink that's in that reservoir. You don't need any more ink than that. Now, if an ink is dry, you might want to do it a couple of times if you're not getting a swatch that you or a spot that you like. But then you just pull. I'm not gonna demonstrate this first. You pull the plunger back, and then you just push it back, and that expels the ink onto the page. And then you can get a few different spots out of it. So I usually just like splat, 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 splat. That's what I do. You have to say splat, 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 or they won't turn out. It's very important to remember that. It's not at all, but I do it because, I don't know, it makes me laugh. So then that's just what you do. And then you just like see if you, okay, so we'll do this. So spot, 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 spot. And then sometimes I'll leave it like this, but I like to see what it likes when it like branches out. So I'll take a bigger section of it and just like kind of point the syringe in it and just like blow air at it. You can also do this with a straw if you don't want to mess with your syringe like that. It can be kind of hard on the syringes if you're not careful. And then if you want to feather it out like the other way, just turn it around. I do like to leave at least one or two just to see like what the full effect of the ink is, but yeah, so that's how I do my splats, and that's why I'm called inksplat. And in case you ever wanted to know. And then you just clean the syringe out. I usually push it through water, but I have dirty water, so I'll clean it out in the sink when I'm cleaning my brush from the painting as well. And then you just let it dry and see what happens. We're going to continue. Oh, I should have done this first. Okay, so yeah. I always forget, especially in November to April, like how I do things. You can see the ink, the shimmer in the feed, very pretty. I'm gonna shake that up a little bit. So usually I like to do this page first so that it can dry, and then we can go over here. So I might have to manufacture it. How are we doing? I'm not even in frame. Okay, so all I like to do, some people like fill in the full square, and I also love that too. But I love knowing what it is. And so this border, I don't know, something about this border has my whole heart. So that's why I do it like this. You do it however you want to. Tono and limbs, winter, sunrise, put K and K. Tono and limbs and Karina. And then I just color it in. Coloring it in is best with a medium or a broad nib because it doesn't take as many strokes, but this is a really juicy extra fine, plus it's got the flex, so it kind of can put down a lot of ink. Traditional, like actually really fine extra fines, this part takes forever, and I often will, because I color over the same spot a couple of times usually, it looks streaky and it doesn't look like it'll cut through the paper sometimes. Or I did it last year anyway. I did a lot of cutting through last year. We might, where I put that line, we'll get some bleed through there probably. But because there's a month in between, actually not too bad. Because there's a month between 30 inks months, then usually it doesn't matter because I'll have a buffer month in between. So here's your Tono limbs. Oops. Tono limbs winter sunrise. It looks really dark on camera right now. That usually looks better when I'm looking at it on my computer and on the video, but yeah. I'm gonna dry this really fast so we can move on. Okay, I paused it so you wouldn't hear the heat gun. I don't typically like using the heat gun because I don't like the way the crinkle is when the heat gun's used on the paper. I prefer to dry naturally, like when I air dry my hair. But in this instance, we got to get going. I usually use an automatic pen for this swatch, and I think I'm going to continue to do that just because I have them and they're here. I do also have one of these, but I like doing it this way. I actually have one that's not all jacked up. It's brand new in the package. It was sent from Pen Friend Neko Kitty a while ago, but I'm afraid to use it. So I'm saving it for when this is finally on its last legs. So actually, I'm left. Oh, I always do this. I'm gonna write in the stuff and then do the swatch because I'm left-handed, and then I don't have to worry about the ink. Okay, so make sure we do this on the correct day. April 1st is on a Wednesday, so we have 30 inks, 30 days, April 2026. The ink is Tono. Winter. I know spring has sprung, but I just want to use this ink because I got it. And then the Leonardo. Winter sunrise. And then we do a bunch of squiggles. I'm going to do my little swipey. You got to do the sound effects, y'all. You just have to. It's required. Oh, and we do a heart. I started doing this. I tried to start doing this on ones I loved, and then I just loved everything. So we got a heart, and we got some squiggles, and we got the swipey. There we go. I think it's very pretty. It's very Karina. Is anybody surprised? I am not surprised. This is the pen sleeve that came with the pen. If I don't carry it in a pen case, keep it in the sleeve because that's what it's for. Okay. I'm trying not to sneeze. It's actually very warm out. We're in the middle of a heat wave this particular week. Like, the whole East Coast is like getting snowed upon and is like cold. Like it was 80 in some places and then now it's freezing. And here it's like 80s. It's gonna be 90s this week. Crazy pants. The weather. Spring is so weird. Ta-da! Now this will have to wait until tomorrow to dry. I mean, I could use the heat gun, but I just don't want to. We already used it once already. So this is our pen and ink for today. Happy first day of 30 inks. What did you think? This ink matches this pen beautifully. This ink would also look really good in the Leonardo Coricella that I got. I think I said that correctly. And then also the love letters, the Leonardo love letters that I also got. This would also be a nice ink in that pen. I mean, anything would be an ink, a good ink in any pen, but if you wanted to kind of be matchy-matchy. Or I also have these pink options right here. They look really nice in that one. Or that one. Or this one. Or this one. Here's a bunch of pens I'm not using. Actually, this one's inked. Because this is from my March currently inked. I'm using this. It's St. Patrick's Day when I'm filming this. I probably shouldn't tell you that, but I like to wrap myself out. This is the Walltown Watts in Sebastian. Freaking love this pen. Anyway, yeah. So there you go. This is 30 days. April 1st. What did you think? Do you have this ink? Do you want to get this ink? Would you try this ink? Man, Tono and Limbs. I'm so excited that Karina got to work with Tono and Limbs to get this ink. Like, that is so cool. Especially since I know how much she's loving Tono and Limbs inks right now. Man, if you're not following Karina Loves to Plan, I mean, you probably are, let's be honest. But if you're not, please do yourself a favor and go follow her and watch her content. It's amazing. She, it just does aesthetically everything I would love to do, but just don't take the time or the energy to do. And it's just beautiful. And I love listening to her talk about her pens and inks. And it's a beautiful channel. And if you are not following her, immediately go follow her. Yeah, she's a wonderful person. And I want all good things for wonderful people. So, yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think in the comments on this first day of 30 inks. Let me know what you're using today. Even if you're not participating in 30 inks. Like, what's the pen and ink you're grabbing today? Because I know you're writing with one, right? So, yeah. Let me know. And if you are also doing YouTube videos, also mention it in the comments. Because I'd love to link your channel so we can share the wealth amongst other 30 inkers. I feel like, I know this takes a lot of work to do a different video every day, and not everybody has the time or the energy or the space to do that. So really, if you're doing this, let me know. And if you're participating on Instagram, also like let me know. I don't really have a way to link my like YouTube to I mean, I could put a link in there, but I would love to follow you on Instagram at least, and cheer you on throughout the month. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be posting this on Instagram or not. I used to do it before I started YouTube. I posted to Instagram, and I just like kind of dropped that off. So we'll see if 30 Inks is back to Instagram later. Oh, here's the swatch card. Has a beautiful wash of that like silvery rose gold shimmer. I should probably actually look at the description of what the ink is supposed to be so I could call it the right thing. But it's just like this baby ballet pinkish silver. So pretty. Looks like snow, like fallen snow. And look, we've wasted enough time that this is dry too. So pretty. And then here's what that looks like. Isn't that stunning? Ugh, I love it. Okay, I'm so excited to write with this today. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments if you'd like to. And yeah, take care. Love you, bye. Future 30 Inks videos will not be 30 minutes long. Okay, love you, bye.